One thing the women's Final Four has in common with the men's this season, it's the top 4 seeds. North Carolina, Northwestern, both still undefeated. Syracuse and Boston College all will battle it out in Towson, Maryland to determine the champion. North Carolina lived up to the hype as that so-called super team with a number of returning All-Americans like Katie Hogue, Jamie Ortega, transfer Kerrigan Miller, and perhaps the most hyped women's recruit of all time in freshman Caitlin Wurzberger, posting a perfect 20-0 record so far. The Heels have plenty of standouts on defense, too. Goalie Taylor Moreno, one of the 5 Tewaaraton finalists. Defender Emma Trenchard probably could have been a Tewaaraton finalist. She's one of the invites to Team USA's training camp, and she has been before. She told me this week they've tried to keep it all in perspective. I'm sure you guys are excited. You know, what's the vibe been like? You and, of course, the men's team, both in the Final Four in the same weekend, amidst all the other championships Carolina's winning these days.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's an incredible feeling. It's, you know, even though we've, you know, been to the last 9 of 12 Final Fours or something like that, it's, you know, it does take really hard work to get there. It's not something that you just can walk onto the field and expect to make it to Final Four weekend. So it's obviously something that we are always super grateful for. And, you know, I think we're ready. I think we're really excited and getting, you know, anxious, honestly, just to get up to Baltimore. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, going into the season, obviously, I know you try to tune it all out, but there was, of course, the expectations were high. You know, knowing who you had coming back, knowing who you had coming in. How were you able to manage the pressure as the season went on?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing was just kind of keeping to our own script and keeping to our own story. You know, even though like the media is putting a lot of stuff out there, you know, people want to talk about, you know, the team that we've kind of put together in the off season and this and that. Like, I think just kind of tuning those voices out and listening to our own story and staying within our team and within our program. And I think that's kind of been the key, just turning to each other and relying on each other to kind of write our own narrative and kind of ignore the other narratives that are out there that are being put out there by the media. So
Trenchard will have the tough job of trying to slow down Boston College human highlight reel, Charlotte North, whose 94 goals are tied for the most in the nation. And Emma told me what that challenge against North will be like.
Yeah, I think individually, Charlotte North is probably one of the most dynamic, explosive people I've ever played against. I mean, her first step is ridiculous. Like, she just can get her hands free so well. So obviously, you know, I shut her down in one aspect. She's just going to pull some other maneuver to kind of get around me. So containing her is definitely going to be something that we're going to try and focus on. But at the same time, they do have 7 threats on the field. And so we can't just be worrying about her. And so I think we just got to know that everyone's going hard and everyone can go hard. You can't just take away one person and expect their offense to kind of stop, right? So I think that that's something that we're really focusing on, and just knowing that they're going to go really hard, 1v1, off ball, all that. And so just kind of having that same mentality that's brought us this far is going to be really important for Friday.
North 3 goals in the first meeting a few months ago. That was a big North Carolina 21-9 win. Here's how they stack up from the stat perspective. The Eagles, perhaps surprisingly to some, actually average more goals per game, but look at the Carolina defense. Number 1 in the country. They give up less than 6.5 goals a game. BC attacker Jen Medjid, who was a freshman when the Eagles lost that 2019 championship game, told me about some of their experiences here in the Final Four and championship.
We talk about it every day. We talk about getting to a national championship, getting to a Final Four, because it's not easy to do. And yeah, we've done it the past couple of years, but that's a huge accomplishment. So I think just to get back has been a focus for ours the whole year, and it's a huge success. So I think that we're back, we're ready to go, and we're just as excited as we have been the past couple of years. So I definitely have a bigger role this time around since the last time I was there. So I think it's just year after year, it's stepping up, filling those shoes, and just being ready to go and being ready to compete on the biggest stage.